Do waist trainers actually work?
What's the worst thing about fitness boot camps?
We live in a new age of technology, and so it's fast becoming the greatest fitness scam. Welcome to Talking Schmitz. I'm your host, Nate Schmitz. The goal of this show is to help you improve both mentally and physically. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back. On today's episode of Talking Schmitz, we are going to talk more about the different fitness scams that are out there and ones that you should probably avoid, like the plague.
Oh, well said. And I'll do my best not to get too agitated as we go over this because I've been over this with quite a few people over the years and it never stops being frustrating. Something I have to work on.
We should check your blood pressure before and after some of these scams that we're going to.
Well, in terms of goals for this episode, hopefully we can inoculate people from, we'll go the virus that is fitness scams, because it's the more people we can get to, the fewer people that'll fall for them, and then the fewer that'll be out there. Not that they'll ever truly go away, because we're human and we'll fall prey to almost any scam in any area where we don't have any experience. But it's generally about being humble enough to learn and get some more experience so that you don't fall for the scams, be it fitness, finance, females, whatever it may be.
And I'll start by saying that I have fallen for quite a few of these scams in my years.
Oh, yeah, same for me. I didn't start off knowing what I know. Part of the process to a degree is falling for some of them so that you have the pain of that memory and go, never again. Hopefully, you take some of our advice to heart and go, hey, I don't have to go through the same pain they went through.
So, can you kick us off with number one, Nate?
Number one is boot camps and those, especially the 30-day boot camp challenges, where there's the 30-day transformation, and they'll always have some really good, for lack of a better term, before and after pictures.
You gotta love those before and afters.
And it's honestly the biggest selling point for those boot camps is generally the before and after pictures. And it's one of the things that they prey on because it instantly eliminates any visualization of the work. I mean, even the 80s movies with action stars at least had montages that showed them working out for months. Yeah, it was only 2 minutes, but that was months of effort for them to get in shape for the fight or whatever it was. And so they at least gave you a glimmer as to the work it actually took, as opposed to, hey, look, before, after.
Well, they have
There's
a
nothing in between. There's a lot of flaws in the boot camps, and generally they really sell hard on the no pain, no gain. And anyone out there, whether or not they're certified or not, can make you sore, but not anyone can actually make you strong and resilient. And that's the bigger thing that ends up serving you because you get to continue training as opposed to breaking your body down in 30 days. And the real appeal is taking advantage of, say, that picture, but they're trying to sell the quick fix. Like, hey, you've been lazy for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, but you can fix it in 30 days. And it's like,
that
no,
sounds fantastic.
no, you can't.
I can undo all my childhood trauma
In just 30 days.
of why I love to eat so much and binge eat in 30 days.
Yes, not so much that there are people who can do that, but they're very few and far between.
Yeah.
And usually they've practiced, so it's not like they actually did it in 30 days. They still had a lot of practice before that. Yeah, boot camps, who I see them everywhere. They honestly make a lot of money, but they're preying on people's lack of knowledge in fitness. And it's just a lot of hot sales buttons because boot camps already have a positive cultural place thanks to the military.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people go to the military and then they transform after they went to boot camp, even though military boot camp's longer than 30 days.
Yeah, and people look up to military members, which is not a bad thing, but it's, I guess, borrowing the word boot camp from military terms is a little skeevy.
Oh yeah, they're borrowing all the good graces that military's built for their own gain. Like, hey, military boot camps work. Is yours the same? It is a boot camp.
There's boots. Actually, very few boots, very little camps. They should be renamed.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you, what's the worst thing about fitness boot camps?
It's that they sell you a fix, but they're giving you poor form, increased risk of injury, actual lack of guidance, and then you become overly reliant on the boot camp will fix me as it becomes the thing that's starting to break your body down.
Can you give an example of what a boot camp might look like, and why would it not be as effective as they might be selling it to be?
Oh, yeah. They're pushing you for pushing you's sake. And because you've never been pushed before, you assume that it's all good. You'll see a lot of boot camps or those classes sell, all right, let's see how many you can do in a minute. Like everything's speed and intensity, which if you haven't practiced movement, you're sending really awful signals to your body. And you're technically just signing up for a 45-minute to hour long intense cardio session, which, yeah, that burns some calories. And as you lose fat, you'll see more of the muscle that you have. But at the beginning, our muscles are ready to grow and to learn. And so you can throw almost anything at them, especially if you've been sedentary, and you'll get fantastic results. And so they prey on newbie gains, essentially.
If you're sedentary and you don't have a good fitness routine yet, almost anything is going to work.
Yep.
You can basically look at a weight and start growing.
Almost. What's one I actually did as a demo when I was formerly in charge of a boot camp. I did a jumping jack variant only boot camp, and the people got the same results as the group that had all the different exercises because it ends up being just cardio. Even if they throw in an assault bike or burpees or go run a mile or do box jumps, not to throw those exercises under the bus because they deserve their place, but when applied properly so that you actually gain functional skill and muscle as opposed to just, all right, let's see you move as intensely as you can for about an hour with little breaks here and there
Why do they call it an assault bike?
because it's way more intense.
Have you seen the sexual assault bike?
I have not.
It's an assault bike, but it just doesn't have the seat on it.
That makes sense. Those ones are selling at other stores. Those
Uh,
are those are sold at booty camps. So while I can go on a long rant about boot camps,
we know.
I think people understand how I feel and some of the flaws in them and don't buy into that quick fix. You're worth more than that. And so, what is one of the fitness scams that really irks you?
Right. So I'd say number two fitness scam would be boutique gym franchises.
What would you consider those?
Well, I would say that some of the biggest ones, if you've heard of Orange Theory, F45, Hotworks.
Oh, yeah. So, what's the most horrendous offender of preying on the public's lack of knowledge when it comes to these types of places?
Just for prepping for this episode, I did learn more about Hotworks. So I'll just focus more on Hotworks because how the Hotworks model is, they have a lot of similarities with the other boutique gym franchises that are popular right now.
Okay.
Well, focusing on Hotworks, I did want to read you the description from their website.
Okay. Ooh, taking them down piece by piece with their own words.
Not necessarily, well, I don't want to take them out of context. So I'll just read it to you
Okay.
and then you give me your thoughts. Ready?
Okay. Okay.
What is Hotworks? Our patented sauna combines heat, infrared, and exercise, what we like to call 3D training. It makes Hotworks a workout unlike any other fitness program available. Hotworks is a virtually instructed exercise program created for users to experience the many benefits of infrared heat absorption while completing a 30-minute isometric workout or 15-minute high intensity interval training session. As the infrared heat penetrates your body, causing you to sweat, the isometric postures further accelerate detoxification by physically removing the toxins from your organs through muscle contraction. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds awful and ridiculous.
What would make you say that? I mean, I said isometric,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
and words like infrared and detox.
I can't imagine holding an isometric for 30 minutes.
Well, you change positions. They have videos, Nathan.
But, well, they're because while infrared does help enhance, cellular detoxification, as does movement, i.e., moving our lymphatic system and engaging muscles for blood flow, and you get your heart pumping. It's
Yeah.
to a degree sounds like the gym equivalent of instead of hot works, they can call it heat stroke. And there's a reason why in areas that have 100 plus degree weather, They generally recommend you don't work out or run outside because of poor air quality and risk of damage to the body. And so actively engaging, going, ooh, you know what? I know that outside at 100-degree weather is bad to work out in. I should go inside to 100+ degree weather to work out intensely.
By the way, heat stroke would be a good name for an aqua gym where you do workouts inside of a hot tub,
Oh, yeah.
just a giant hot tub that's boiling hot.
I've had to swim in hot water. It is awful.
That would work too.
Well, yeah, you'd feel like you're working harder because your body is, and it's asking you, "What are you nuts?"
Yeah, so Hotworks kind of grinds my gears a little bit. So if you didn't understand the description, it's basically a fitness center where they put these exercise equipment like bikes, row machines, yoga mats inside these kind of small infrared sauna booths. But get this, going to the gym at Hotworks is not enough. You have to reserve 15-minute slots through the app, the Hotworks app. Otherwise, you can't work out there.
So you can't just go in and work out?
You could try, but if it's really crowded, because I went at one time and they said you have to get the app. All of them were full, so they just said, just screw you, go home. You can't work out.
I guess it shows, like, a sense of demand, like, "Man, this place must really be popping if I can't get in."
It just adds an extra step. If you're starting a fitness program or just starting to go to the gym, I generally don't want too
Resistance?
resistance or just too many steps between you and getting results.
Yeah, which is smart. Wow, I didn't know they had, I guess the reservations makes a bit of sense, but that's not really a gym at that point.
I'll be honest, I did work out at Hotworks a few times and I had a good time. It was actually pretty fun.
Oh, hey, that's good. At least they got the fun aspect.
I do still think that is overhyped and overpriced for what you're paying for.
Mhm.
So, Hotworks is appealing for a few reasons. One is that you are guaranteed to sweat and exhaust yourself because of the heat. So, you'll definitely feel like you did something, but being sweaty and exhausted doesn't mean you had a high quality workout, especially if your goal is building muscle. And another reason is the novelty aspect of Hotworks. So, the novelty is that the infrared saunas are great for your health, and cardio is great for your health. However, when you mix the two for the sake of novelty, it does come with a trade off. And primarily, that's by increasing fatigue. It's sort of like choosing to train in the desert. And as a result, you won't be able to push your cardio or hit training as far versus if you were in an air conditioned gym. So you're artificially limiting your own workout just by the action of doing it inside of a sauna.
Oh, yeah.
The third reason is that they really push the magic of detoxification. But every time you sweat, if you have a functioning liver and kidneys, your body is detoxifying, and you don't need a Hotworks membership for that.
Very true.
One of the positives, though, is if climate change does get worse, the only surviving humans will be soccer moms that worked out at Hotworks.
They're prepping for that apocalyptic end of the world, Mad Max style.
Once that happens, the egg will be on my face. I'll be like, that's what I get for talking smack. They,
They knew what was coming.
yeah, they got ready for the apocalypse, and good for them. Can you tell us about fitness scam number 3?
Ooh, 3 is the magic number. But yes, I can. And this is along the lines of boot camps, because boot camps actually sell these as well. But the don't get too mad at the number 30. It's pretty good. But 30-day diets and weight loss fast schemes, that's just not how our bodies work. An example, there's the juice cleanse, there's a grapefruit diet, which if you want to look it up, it actually does exist, which is beyond ridiculous. The whole
You
30
just eat
diet,
grapefruit the whole time?
yes.
Oh my gosh.
And the whole 30 diet, even though among those it's one of the better ones because it can start you off on the right foot as opposed to some of the grapefruit diets and juice cleanses that are out there. If you're,
Anything beats eating only cabbage soup for every meal.
I think that's one too. I think when we were doing some research for this one, saw the cabbage diet, which you can eat as much as you want. It's like, yeah, no duh, but who's gonna eat that much cabbage?
I think that's like what they did. They invent that during like the Irish potato famine or something?
Yeah, we probably invented a lot of these during some famines over the years. Like, hey,
Some global depressions. That's when we actually come up with the best crash diets.
Yeah, here's the leaf diet. You can go out to a tree and chew on a leaf and you'll lose a bunch of weight. That being said, it's similar flaws in certain regards to the boot camp. Our bodies just are, they're very intelligent, and we have to stop treating them like they're not. And they adapt to whatever stimulus we have very fast. And that can cause a lot of excess stress on the body. And our body needs time to adapt to any new dietary changes, just like almost anything else. And so if you're rushing into, say, a juice cleanse, if you haven't been eating those foods, let alone you're using too much sugar in your juice as opposed to the more effective juice, quote unquote, cleanses or more vegetable based, your body's going to be starving of a lot of nutrition, which, when you starve, you definitely lose weight. But our body, in its intelligence, treats any fast weight loss just like it does an injury. So it tries to prevent it the next time you try it. Again, we buy into a quick fix like, oh, I mean, I gained 30 pounds. All I have to do is drink juice for 30 days and I'll lose 40 pounds. And it's
which
like,
can technically work depending on where you're starting at.
but it doesn't actually lead to any long term health benefits. You're spiking your body in so many different directions that, as I'd mentioned earlier, it becomes more resistant to change. And so the next time you approach this 30-day diet to fix all that weight gain you had, it's not going to be nearly as effective because your body went, oh, we've been through this before. I don't want to do that again. And so it's not going to metabolically adapt the same as it did the first time.
And a 30-day diet implies that there's going to be an end to the diet.
Correct, which isn't how health works.
You're basically setting yourself up for failure in some senses. The long term goal would be to find a healthy way of eating that's sustainable and enjoyable and not something that's so restrictive that you do get almost too good of results and then you risk rebounding and gaining all the weight back.
Oh, yeah, there's so many risks to it, let alone that one, because diets that are, cleansing and detoxification, it's pretty much just telling you this diet's going to give you diarrhea. And so you're flushing a lot out, but not in a healthy way. Diarrhea isn't a healthy thing to have when you do any of these extreme diets and 30-day challenges. That's generally what you're going to have a bunch of the days of it. And hey, you know what? You do get weight loss, but you're also losing a whole bunch of nutrition from your body.
Likely not the kind of weight loss that most people are looking for.
Correct. And if you just, again, take your time, say the better one with the whole 30, it shows you how good you can feel on, say, whole foods. And then hopefully you carry that beyond the 30 days because it's a more long term change. And your body, if you give it enough time and the right stimulus, will learn to enjoy a lot of the more nutritious foods. So that's actually what you like in your diet rather than having to punish yourself or force yourself to eat things you don't like.
That often leads to burnout for 99.99% of people.
Oh, yeah, and if you ask anybody who's fit and has been fit for years, they don't think how they eat is a diet. They just eat that way because they enjoy it.
Yeah, and if you don't believe that, find someone who's fit or has had success as far as like weight loss and ask them, hey, you must hate everything that you eat and put into your mouth, right? More often than not, they'll be like, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah. They enjoy, say, if they enjoy the salads, they enjoy the salads that they eat. There's so many recipes out there too for healthier variants of all of our favorite foods. And now we live in the super awesome age of like air fryers and things to reduce the fat content in any of our favorite fried foods.
Anyone can work towards getting to that point where they can have results from their nutrition and diet. But the way to get there is probably not going to be one of these 30-day crash diet challenges.
We'll say they work for that first 30 days and then they fail miserably for the other 335 days of the year.
Shots fired.
What's another one of yours?
Number 4 would be the electric stimulation waist trainers. Now, I've kind of seen these making a bit of a comeback on the social medias, surprisingly.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy as far as the waist trainers. Well, first off, how these waist trainers work. They're sort of like these kind of big corset-like belts that you wrap around your belly. So when you wear this belt, it will gently electrocute your abdominals, inducing muscle contractions. So you get the ab workout from the comfort of your couch. Doesn't that sound good?
That sounds unbelievable. It sounds magical.
It does.
Do waist trainers actually work?
They can work, but you would have to wear the waist trainer every day to stop eating food. And if you do that long enough, you might be able to see abs before you starve to death. If you do this, make sure that you have an open casket funeral because you're going to look good and you're going to want to at least show it off a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But in seriousness, it generally doesn't work the way that people expect. The electric muscle stimulation technology is really more reserved for things like rehab purposes. Like if you're trying to isolate a muscle to get a mind muscle connection, electric contractions can be helpful for that.
Hmm.
Or if you are, unfortunately, if you're paralyzed and it's the only way to get muscle activity to the muscles that no longer have a connection with your spinal cord, electric stimulation can be helpful to prevent muscle atrophy.
Oh, yeah. And now there's even more where you can use some of that stimulation to help with blood flow and recovery of muscles as well, which is another smart use for the electronic stimulation.
Because working your abs dynamically under load is still the best way that I'm aware of to build a six pack, along with a calorie deficit. So, electric waist trainers are a waste. Do save your money.
So they do work at taking money from you.
They do. And if you do that thing with the starving yourself part. But I don't recommend doing that.
Yeah, definitely don't starve yourself.
You have one more fitness scam you'd like to enlighten us with?
Most definitely. And it's going to follow along the same themes, but we live in a new age of technology. And so it's fast becoming the greatest fitness scam social media, but even more specifically, TikTok fitness scams. Man, I can't tell you how many I get sent on a daily basis now. Is like, does this work? Does this work? Is this true? Does this work? Is this true? And
That must be so fun for you as
well,
a
hey,
fitness professional.
yes. Well, I get to help people not do these things, so that's the fun of it. And then I get to save them money in their wallets, as well as all the time and effort that it takes to read some of the stuff that people post, because some of it does seem well thought out. And then when you actually read a lot of the literature behind their special program for building a bigger chest or losing weight fast, it's really not on solid ground.
Can I
And,
point something out?
oh, yeah,
But you, Nate, you have uploaded onto TikTok
I
and
do.
and you
Yes.
have uploaded your own fitness advice.
Yes.
I can't tell if it's a scam or not, if someone's attractive and they have good editing.
There's quite a few. We'll touch on a lot of the stuff we've already touched on. Anything that says you can do this really fast, generally a scam, because some of those things can work, but generally you have to build up the mental practices prior to practicing whatever, say, the 30-day transformation is. And so it's just scamming you out of money because they're usually going, hey, just sign up at this link and it'll give you for $5, $10, 500 bucks the secret to doing this 30-day, there's a big one that's like 40-day ketone weight loss challenge.
Mm.
And while ketosis has its place, using it to lose weight that quickly is going to do a number on your body. And anyone who's actually eaten a ketogenic style of eating knows it takes a lot of practice to get there, as opposed to just being able to one day go, hey, I'm going to eat keto. It's like your body's pretty much going to go, the hell you are. And it's going to reject everything you do. And you're going to have the worst time of it and not get the results that said fast person prescribes. And
So if they overpromise ultra fast results and it sounds too good to be true, unfortunately, it might be too good to be true.
yes. And another one is if they say this is a secret that, they don't want you to know. Our bodies have, they've evolved over time, but they've pretty much remained the same for thousands of years.
Are you saying that there isn't a secret group in the government trying to keep us fat?
That's a different episode.
Oh my gosh.
If you can, not fall for the secret, the real secret for almost anything is in the work that you're not doing. And so if you just put in some effort every day, doesn't have to be a lot at first, and just stay consistent, especially with a good diet and weight training, holy geez, the time will pass anyway. And soon enough, you'll be like, wow, I look pretty freaking phenomenal. As opposed to, oh no, like here's the real Hollywood, fitness secret. This trainer who trained, so and so for this movie. This is how they got them ripped in 30 days. And it's like, okay, Like, they're literally getting paid almost exclusively to exercise, and so they have the time and the private chefs and pretty much everything at their disposal to make it easier to get into shape, and if you can try and copy, but you're not gonna have good form on a lot of the exercises, your body's not gonna necessarily be conditioned or warmed up for any of those exercises, you're not gonna have someone watching you do them and holding you accountable, you're not gonna have a chef making you those meals, so you're gonna have to make them. You're gonna have to buy those groceries, like, it takes a lot more effort.
Same things still apply as far as calorie deficit to lose weight and eating healthy and working out consistently is going to be what leads to the results of looking a certain way, especially for TV and film.
Yep, and then in the vein of hot works technique, maybe we'll start calling it that, where if, exercise is good and infrared sauna is good, let's just bring them together and it's gooder. Avoid the supplements and things like that on TikTok because they're gonna be like, "Hey, this supplement has been shown to help reduce stress, and with reduced stress and cortisol levels, you retain less belly fat." This one, not to name names, but ashwagandha. They're gonna be like, "Hey, and then this supplement helps to burn more fat, and this supplement helps to do them." And normally you're gonna pay like $500 for all these things. But just for you, put it all together in one supplement for only $30. And they don't really go over the fact that there's competing chemical compounds in some of those supplements that keep them from working. Compiling everything together, just shotgunning you with herbs and spices and hoping something works. And they actually do get the before and after pictures because just from a pure numbers perspective, when they sell 1,000 bottles, it'll work for like 10 people. And then those 10 people are going to be like, "Hey, this is what worked for me." And then everyone starts to believe and buy into it more, even though that's not what worked for them.
So do use extreme caution if you're collecting your medical and fitness information off of TikTok and other social media sites, including this podcast.
Yeah.
Don't just take our word for it,
Hmm.
test it and look it up for yourselves. And certainly anything that goes beyond the scope of this podcast, do consult with your healthcare provider.
Oh, definitely. And the bigger caveat on a lot of these to really get the results that you want, be it at a boot camp with a trainer, whatever, even with your doctor, work with someone that is actually working with you and your specific scenario, as opposed to, "Hey, do you sometimes walk every day? Do you have toes that move? And do you need to lose some weight? Then do I have the supplement for you?" It's no, okay, what are your actual issues? And someone can actually help guide you through that as opposed to falling for some of the generic symptoms of just everyday life. And know that you're actually worth investing time in, and so that you don't have to rush the process. Because if you lost all that weight in 30 days compared to 300 days, 600 days, the weight loss is still there, but you're a different person based off of which path you choose.
And the thing too, that beneath all of these fitness scams, one of the things that makes them successful is not just offering the quick fix and preying on our psychology. It's that they can all sort of work. Those crash diets will work because they lead to a calorie deficit, or these boot camps will work because you're still also moving around and having some form of exercise.
So you'll build some muscle and burn excess calories.
So it still all goes back to the basics of proper nutrition, proper exercise, also getting proper sleep,
Oh, sleep for sure. Yeah.
whether it's in the context of a scammy proposition or you're finding ways to make it sustainable for yourself in your own journey, you can expect to find results.
Well said. Avoid these scams because you'll be better for it and know that you're worth investing that time into. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of Talking Schmitz. Remember to subscribe, leave us a review, and share us with your friends. Your support helps us reach more people and continue bringing you quality content. You can find us on Instagram at talking_Schmitz, and we'll catch you next time.